Hello, friends. The subject of the video, the question of the video is when I lost financial control. And it happened only once in my life. Not only once, maybe it happened a few times when I was younger, but when I was less than 20 years old, younger than 20 years old. But I'm not focused on that today. Today I'm going to focus on the real experience that helped me to be who I am today and help me to understand financial freedom and financial stability the way that I understand it today. And I talk about this in other videos, but the situation was this. When I was 18 years old, 19 years old, something like that, my parents, they run a small factory of pulleys and wheels for gates. Here in Brazil, almost all the houses we have gates in the front of the houses, and to move these gates we need wheels. And my parents own a small factory of these wheels, but at that moment they were already old. They were something they were around 7 years old, and they want to um, stop working. They want to retire, go to live next to the beach, and they own this small factory, like 6 or 7 employees at the time, and they don't need the money because they own real estate at the time. They receive rent and they have a financial cushion, so there is no need for them for the money of the small factory. So they leave it to me and my brother for us to work with it. And my brother helped me a little in the enterprise, but most of the time I was um, dealing with all the operation and doing everything that was needed to do for the factory to work. And the reality of what happened was this: I try to reduce the prices of the products and sell more. So by doing that, we would be able to sell more and have profit with the volume. But the reality is this: I was very unexperienced. I was just 18 or 19 years old at the time, and I wasn't considering the fixed expenses of the month. So I was selling more and more, but the reality of the situation was that the more I sell, the poorer I got at that moment. But being unexperienced, I wasn't able to understand that properly. And at a certain point, I thought about selling one of my cars. At that moment, I I had I own two cars. One bigger car for going to work every day, doing everything that I need to do. The other car for leisure, for pleasure. And I remember that I called my dad, and he told me something like this: "Oh, don't sell the car. If your operation, if you are not getting profit from the operation right now, what you need to do is this: close the operation, close everything, and find a way to restart." If you sell your car now, what is going to happen is this: you are going to stay in the business for 6 more months, and in 6 months you are going to be in the same situation that you are now. The only difference is that you are going to be with one car less. You are not going to, instead of having two cars, you are only going to have one car. But I was trying to do things happen at that moment, and I listened to him. Something in my mind was telling me that I shouldn't sell, but I sold. And I work very hard. But nevertheless, all of that, in 6 months, what happened was just what my dad told me. And then, after 6 months, after have been working a lot and trying to resolve all the problems and trying to do everything that I need to do in the company, I had to close the business, um, release the employees, the employer, the employees, and restart all over again a few months later, only by myself. And for me, the most important lesson, what sticks to me about this experience that I went through, is this: sometimes when you are young, it's not always bad that you pass through this kind of an experience. Because what happened was this: because I passed through this very difficult experience at the time, that, because think about that, the whole situation to develop, and from the moment that I start to run the business to the moment that I close the business, something like 3 years have passed. So there is a lot of emotional suffering involved, a lot of dreams that I realized that are not going to become true, a lot of hope that was gone. So a lot of things happened in 3 years or more. So when you realize something like this, and when you pass through an experience like that when you are young, in many situations is a good thing for you. Because what happened with me after that was this: the next time that I start to work for myself again, I did everything the right way. I was much more grounded. I was looking at everything with a sharper view. I was being more careful. I was doing things the way that I should. And from that moment until now, I am 47 years old now, everything went right. And I believe that this experience was one of the most important things to that helped me to build my investments, and even to build myself as a person that I am today. All right, my friends, this is all for this video. Thank you all, and till the next video.